All right. Are we live? Can you hear me? Let me know. Yes, we're live. Awesome. Well, I was going to try to hide this studio until everybody's on, but I guess I can't do that because I was going to set up like a whole screen, try to hide it, reveal it, but here we are. Welcome to the new Cruise Craze Fam studio. So, hi, I'm going to say hi to everyone in a second. First of all, a couple of things. Grab your drinks. We're here to celebrate. Um, Now, I just want to keep tonight really relaxed, really casual. This is Melbourne winter, so I am very casual over here. It is a Friday night. Last thing we want to do is get all dressed up. So, firstly, thank you, everyone. You're already complimenting me on the studio, and I haven't even gone through it all properly yet. So, thank you. Let me just go through and say hi. Now, I'm going to apologize. I am not as tech savvy as Matt. We've just been a different chat. He's been giving me all this advice that's been going straight over my head as far as tech. So, this is just done straight from my laptop, just through YouTube. So you won't see your names and your messages come up on the screen. It is very basic. So bear with me, but thank you all for being here. It means a lot that you're all here. So first one's in. We got Deb and Matt, of course. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Kay has her lemonade isopod. Let me know what you're drinking tonight. I want to know what you've got. We got Rob and Ali with their popcorn. I hope there's a drink to go with that popcorn. Who else have we got? We've got Scylla. Hi, Scylla. How are you? We have my husband with his gin in hand. I thought about gin, but I did champagne instead. Hi, Cassie. And we've got Joanne, Butland Bradley, Cassie Sunkist. Well, you know, Kahlua milk. Of course it is. Kahlua milk for Matt. Hi, Nate. Hi, Bernie. So Carlton Draft. See, I like it. So I'm not like a all the time drinker, but tonight was a special occasion. So this is my first proper live without just hitting that live button and going live like I did from the pier. Hi, Steve. Planes and Lego. Tim. I'm assuming that's Matt saying whatever he's saying. So this is my first time doing this. So it might be a little bit rusty. It might be a little bit all over the place. So bear with me. But tonight I just wanted to have fun with you guys and I wanted to reveal the studio. So I haven't even filmed this way yet. I've been working on the computer in here. But I haven't filmed. So this is actually my first time seeing what it looks like on the screen as well. So I'm going to try to show you around as best as I can, but you are on a laptop, so I'm not going to move it around. But what I will do, I'm going to scoot out of the way so you can see it. So front and center, you've got the Cruise Craze fam. So this is Pacific Explorer frame we got on one of their last sailings before they closed. And that photo was taken on the Splendor. After COVID, we had a whole heap of OBC onboard credit, if you don't know, that we used to get some of those studio photos. Now, they weren't cheap, but we had my parents with us as well. So we made it a special occasion, got the studio shots, and we got some beautiful photos. Most of this stuff I've already had and I've just kind of put in. We got this in Noumea and I had to get it because it looks just like Ty when he was little. The Cruise Craze fam sign, I think most of you have already seen that. I posted on my socials. I was so excited. Don't know if you can see it in the top corner there. That's a picture of a turtle with some glass that I think they got it from the ocean, but that's from Alira made that in Kinder. She loves her turtles. So yeah, I've just got little bits and pieces, knickknacks. I'm going to move some of them over here. This I posted on my socials as well. So this is a stand with all our medallions on it. So yeah, we had so many, I didn't really know what to do with it. I'm just going to pop it back. Excuse the noise. All right, so it's back down. Didn't know what to do with it, but I found a stand. It's a jewelry stand. So like if you're selling jewelry, you hang it on there like earrings and stuff like that. And it was just on Shein and it was pretty cheap. And I thought, well, that'll work well. And it did. So, and then I bought some acrylic stands, also off Shein, for all our ship models. And then ship on a sticks. So yeah, Peter, we've got a few. Truthfully, we've given some away too, but most of them are just because I'm not afraid to make an idiot of myself. No, I have not got a gold medal for shuffleboard yet, Rob, and I can tell you why. Because I've never played shuffleboard. So no, I don't. So I am not at your status yet. I am just crazy dancing lady status. This is what I should be drinking out of tonight. Cruising Diva glass. So this was a part of my 40th birthday present. This. I made this. I made this too to stick all of my pins on. Okay. So I've got dance offs. Sorry, we're changing subjects here. I've got dance offs with Deb, and I've got shuffleboard challenges with Rob. Okay, I see how it is. So yeah, so I made this. So I had a bunch of lanyards left over, and so I just bought. This is actually a canvas from Kmart, and I just ripped the canvas off and used the frame. And it's got lanyards that I've stuck the pins on. So, all right. I see some questions coming through. I do actually have that question on my list. So, firstly, let me just quickly run through roughly how much all of this cost me. And there's the desk and the chair that I'm sitting on as well. So the desk cost me nothing. We found our marketplace and I upcycled it. The only thing I did buy was my blingy knobs for the cupboards, for the drawers, sorry. And that was like $15, $13, something like that. Chair I got off marketplace, $15. Shelves got off marketplace, $15, and pretty much everything else was from Shein. So I spent about $200 on all of that. So I pretty much did all this for about maybe, let's say, $450. So done pretty good. All right. Now, if you haven't already, make sure you guys do hit the like button. It just helps to let everybody know that there's something going on Facebook and that, on Facebook, on YouTube, and maybe they should join in. All right, so I'm going to answer some questions. So Patrick asked about me working on a cruise ship. So I did work on a cruise ship back in 2005. So I worked on the Carnival Elation. So young me, finished school, moved out of home. Well, actually, I studied to be a personal trainer or a fitness instructor while I was still at school. So I finished school and I was working as a swim teacher, pool lifeguard, aerobics instructor, fitness instructor. What else was I doing? Swim teacher, did I say that one? I was doing everything. So I was working this whole center, and one of my mates came in one day and he said he had applied for a job on a cruise ship. And I was like, that's pretty cool. How'd you find that? And he goes, it was in the newspaper. That's how old I am. So I bought the newspaper, looked at the job section, and I found it. So I applied for a job to be a personal trainer on a cruise ship. And so I did that. So had to go into the city and do a big test. There was a room full of us. Um, Thanks, Al. Yeah, no wonder I love Splendor, right? The pink lady. It fits. So I sat in that room and we had to do a test. And the test, honestly, was the worst test. So basically, a fitness instructor, you're not trained in nutrition, you're trained in fitness. So I hadn't really learned a whole lot about nutrition at that stage. And that whole test was all about like what's an antioxidant, and like the whole thing was pretty much around 40. No, yeah, I'm over 40. I'm 41 now. So yeah, I hated the test because honestly, I think I got a lot of it wrong because I didn't know that much about nutrition at that point. Um, but they accepted me anyway. So I got told, all right, so you're going to go to England for your training. So we were hired through a separate company called Steiner. And Steiner they're the ones who run pretty much the spa on every cruise ship. Thanks, Charlie. I'll take that. I will take that. I am 41 though. So yeah, I started saving my money because I needed to buy my own flights to the UK. I had to pay for my accommodation in the UK, had to pay for transport, had to buy uniform, had to buy books, had to do a full medical. I had to get all sorts of visas and all sorts of stuff. The whole process of just getting to the ship and the flight back home, all of that cost me 7 grand. So it cost me 7 grand just to get to the ship. So anyway, I went and did the 2 weeks training in the UK. And look, I was young and it was a great experience. And then I was, they basically tell you based on your personality and all of that, which ship they should send you to, where you would fit in. And surprise, surprise, I was sent to Carnival. So I got a job on Carnival Elation. So then I went to, um, uh, so Deb and Matt, sorry, just quickly. If Tony G is not subscribed, then he won't be able to chat. So I did a little thing just to avoid any spammers jumping in, that you have to be subscribed to chat. So I don't know if that's what it is. Anyway, so I got sent to the Carnival Elation, and I actually was, by the time I got there, I was sick as a dog. So sick. So I was sent straight into isolation once I got there. And so, yeah, I was a personal trainer on the cruise ship. So I ran the classes. The job was pretty much all commission. I think we got a base. I think it was like $250 a month or something. It was really low. And the rest was all commission. So, yeah, that is why they do push sales pretty hard in the spa, because that's how they get paid. The energy of a 13-year-old. Maybe that's just compared to the rest of the princess crowd that were on there. But yeah, so anyway, I didn't fit in at the beginning. I didn't have many friends. So I was working in the spa. The spa is filled with girls, like really girly girls. Now, I know this sounds stupid because, like, look at this, everything's pink. But personality-wise, I'm a little bit of a tomboy. So I once got told I'm a really girly tomboy. So I yeah, I don't know. It was a bit of a, there was a couple of, I guess you'd say, the mean girls who were ruling the roost in the spa, and I didn't really fit in with that. So eventually things got better as they actually got kicked off the ship. Those girls, I think we were in Cozumel or something, and they came back drunk. And you're not allowed to get drunk on this cruise ship. And they were running around just being wild and loud and obnoxious. And so then the security guards came and got them and made them do a breathalyzer test. And when it came back that they were drunk, which they already knew, then they actually got kicked off the ship. So the mean girls were gone. So things started to level out a bit then. I reckon I probably had two really solid friends when I was working on the cruise ship. Erin, I wish I knew her last name because I haven't been able to look her up since. So Erin, she's actually from Perth. Her and I really, really hit it off. So we became good friends. And then Susan. So Susan is a good friend of mine. She's even come over here to visit me, and I've gone over there to visit her. She's from the UK. So yeah, so that's basically the cruise ship story. Now, I didn't enjoy it. And the reason is because aside from the classes, everything was pushing product, as a lot of you know. And with that pushing product, I didn't feel comfortable pushing the products. And so I didn't make a whole lot of money. The whole contract, I made $7,000, which is the same amount that I spent to get there. So I broke even. But it was a great experience. Definitely don't regret it. It was a great experience. I got to travel. I was young. Definitely don't regret it. Would I do it again? I would do it as Fun Squad. I don't I could see me. I think I should have been Fun Squad. I don't think I should have done personal training. Welcome in. So we've got Brett. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. And then we've got Patrick. All good, Patrick. Don't worry, you're here now. Hope you all got a drink with you still. So yeah, that was my time on the cruise ship. Now I was supposed to get off, I think it was around September, October, but the day I was supposed to get off, there was a hurricane. There was a hurricane that was hitting the Port of Galveston. So, yeah, Rob says I should have definitely been Fun Squad. Yeah, I should have missed my calling. So there was a hurricane that hit. So I was very close to a mental breakdown at this stage, to be totally honest. They worked a super long hours. I think the longest day I had was 16 hours, which was me opening the gym in the morning. And then afterwards we had to do inventory. Cruise director, I would love that, Patrick. So that was a very long day, but it was roughly 12-hour days. We'd get maybe an hour at lunch, or 10 to 12-hour days. We'd get an hour at lunch. So I'd usually go back to my cabin and just have a nap. But yeah, it wasn't what I thought. But yeah, by the end of it, it was an 8-month contract. Ended up being 8.5 months because of that hurricane. And so I was pretty ready to come home. So I actually went back and visited my friend Susan first. She was back home in the UK. So I spent a few days with her and then I came home. So that was my time working on the Carnival Elation. So, all right. Cruise director Amy. I like that. Should have happened. Oh, well, missed my calling. That's right. Now I'll just be the crazy dancing lady on the ships. I think I've missed something here. Anyone got cruises planned? Yeah, September's too far, Shiloh. I agree. Yeah, so our next one, Peter and I in August are going on the Carnival Splendor, but we are doing it without the kids. We've done 6 cruises on the Carnival Splendor, all with the kids. So we thought the day we board is actually 10 years from when we met. So this is kind of our 10-year anniversary one. And we're going to try to do all of the adult stuff. So avoiding all the kids stuff that we always do on the Splendor. And doing the adult stuff. So Peter's asking what's my favorite ship. I think we all know that. I think it is Splendor. We've got a lot of really special memories on that ship. She has a special place for us, but she's also got all of the inclusions that we need as well. So we enjoy, Alira enjoys the free pizza, so she eats a lot of the She eats a lot of the pizza. Guy's Burger's good. I try not to eat too much of them though, because it's a little bit heavy. What? Hang on. I feel like I'm missing something. Grinchmas in July. I want to do Grinchmas on Encounter. I wish I could. So for those of you who don't know, which probably none of you know, I ended my last job. So I'm in between jobs right now, but I start a new job next week. So I can't book any more cruises. I'm sorry. So I will not be joining you. I wish I could. But hey, Linda, no worries. Don't stress. Make sure you've got a drink. So Sila's doing the Encounter for the country cruise. You know what? Peter and I discussed a country cruise. I personally don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it. The music would kill me. The Aussie Classics cruise, I loved the cruise. I loved the themes, but the music got old pretty quickly. I felt like it was getting very repetitive and I was hearing the same songs and it was all kind of the same thing and I was ready for a change. And I think the country one would be a bit like that for me because I never listen to country music personally. Hi, Mike. Welcome in. Elvis cruise. Yeah, I think it would be way too much Elvis for me as well. It would get pretty old. It's, I don't mind it, but it would get old pretty quickly. All right. Let's see. No, Alira's itching to come join me. Alira, you can come in for a little bit. All right. Stephen asked about first-time cruises. All right, hang on. I can hear her coming. Banana. Here she is. Oh, okay. All right, everyone say hi, Alira. Oh, 90s cruise. Patrick, little note. All right, don't get crazy or you're going to get out.
I'm blue crewing you too, Missy.
So yeah, do the 90s cruise if you can, Patrick. The 90s cruise was so much fun.
I'll get a chair.
It was a lot of fun. You've probably all seen the Xena and Hercules costume. We need to unsqueak that door a little bit. That was a lot of fun. The music was epic. The 80s cruise and 90s cruise, loved them. But yeah, I think when it's too niche, the music gets pretty old pretty quickly. And you all know door's killing me.
Sorry. Come here.
Alira.
Come here.
Can you turn the volume off that too, please?
Yes.
All right. It's all happening in here now. All right. So you turn that right down. So now that my live has been crashed. Sticker.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to. This is a sticker she wants. Patron. Okay.
No.
So it wasn't too bad, was it, Al? If it I can handle some of the more mainstream type pop like Shania Twain. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd get too quick, too much for me. All right, so I was trying to answer Stephen's question before you came and interrupted.
Answer Stephen's question.
So he asked about first-time cruises. So he said, should he try green apples, I'm assuming the ginger gummy bears he's talking about, or go straight to the jab? I wouldn't do any of those. Well, actually, the apples and the gummy bears, go for it. I wouldn't go straight to the jab personally, though. use canola oil on the door. Sorry, I just saw that. Yeah, we usually use WD-40. We need some WD-40 on that.
Mommy,
Hang on.
Daddy is subscribed to your channel.
Daddy subscribed to my channel.
I want to hope so.
That's really good to know.
I'll be not very good husband if I wasn't.
He almost got divorced then. No, I'm joking. I use the what are they called? The Travacalm tablets. So we get the dissolvable ones. The kids, there is kids ones too. So we use Travacalm. And I also bought off Amazon some little patches that you stick behind your ear, and they're all natural, so I can give them to the kids as well. And I put that on. We generally don't get seasickness, but we put that on quite often just in case. And yeah, really, I reckon I've had one day on the Explorer where I got a bit nauseous. I wasn't too bad until I went into the market, or what's it called, the pantry.
Yeah.
And on the Explorer, the pantry's at the front of the ship. So I was watching the waterline go like that. And it was the waterline, watching that moving, that got me feeling a bit sick. So what I would recommend, probably look up the patches, get some Travacalm. If you still do not feel well, you can go to Guest Services, and they do sell at Guest Services little travel sickness or motion sickness tablets. They're usually like $2 or something. It's really cheap. Or worst case scenario, you can go and see the doctor, because doctors can get expensive on the ship. We've had to see a doctor a few times. So this little one, she's our biggest corporate for seeing the doctor.
Oh yeah.
Our first cruise on the Explorer, she got an ear infection the moment we boarded. So we ended up having to see a doctor twice. We had to do all sorts of tests and stuff. Like they did the COVID test because it was only the third cruise back after COVID. So she did the rat test. She did the PCR the next day.
Was that the fourth cruise back?
Careful, Alira, please. It was third cruise.
Third cruise back in the country, yeah.
And so we had to see the doctor twice because she was refusing all the medication. This one, she likes to make things difficult. So she was refusing all the medication. So we had to go back and see the doctor and find some other options of getting some medication into her because she was refusing it. She was only 2 at the time. But those 2 doctor visits and all of the medication that we got cost $350. We had travel insurance. And the travel insurance had an excess of $100. So I had, the medical center will give you all the documents and stuff to send through to the insurance company to claim. So it was a bit of a nightmare. We were with Qantas NIB, and it took 3 months for us to get that money back. And yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. So didn't go with them again. We ended up going with Southern Cross Travel Insurance for the next one. And then the next time we had to make a claim, Peter and I were going on a cruise together, a belated 40th, because his 40th was in COVID. So we booked a trip, just the 2 of us. And 10 o'clock the night before, Lyra started vomiting. And then a few hours later, Ty started vomiting. So we had gastro in the family. Yeah. So we had to cancel, even though Peter and I didn't have gastro. We were in a family, in a household with children who had gastro. So obviously we wanted to be there for the kids, but we also didn't want to put gastro onto the ship and pass gastro to my parents. Yeah. So thank you, Rhonda. So we ended up claiming that entire cruise back. So we went to the doctor, got a medical certificate, and got the entire cruise back minus the excess. And Southern Cross Travel Insurance, it took 2 weeks and we got all the money back. So that was good. And then the last claim, or the last time we had to go to the medical center, was, if you've watched our Splendor October series, that was the most dramatic cruise ever. So Alira on her birthday was jumping on the bed. What happens when monkeys jump on the bed?
I don't want to tell you.
You don't want to tell them?
No, you don't want to tell
Well,
the story,
I'm
do you?
telling them. So she
Mm.
fell off
Don't
and she
tell.
split her chin open, and it was a deep one. So we had to rush her straight down to the medical center. And the doctors were really good. There was a couple of doctors. They were really good with her, and they were really good with us. So they wanted to give her stitches, but she's a sensitive little soul, so that wouldn't go so well. So they'd have to put her under to give her stitches. So then in the end, they decided, because they wanted to glue it, but if the glue gets wet, then she then it will open up. So in the end, hi Planet Bronya. So in the end, they did end up gluing it and then just trying to put waterproof covering over it so that it didn't get wet. And look, it got us through the cruise. But later in the cruise, so that cost $250 for that visit. And then they said that we'd have to come back. And I was expecting that to cost money, and it didn't. So all of the stuff that they did for Alira, I thought $250 was pretty good because, yeah, they mended her and it took a bit of work. Yeah, and it's all better now, isn't
No,
it?
It's just a little
She's
scar
trying to
there.
show you.
Just a little
Put your
mark.
chin up.
You see?
Yeah, so it's all gone. It's
all
just a
gone.
little tiny
Little mark,
scar.
that's all, isn't it?
Is my bump clean up? On me? What's that?
Oh, I remember Luke. He was at Guy's Burgers, wasn't he? Let me know if that's the Luke that you're talking about. So yeah, so that I thought $250 wasn't too bad. So yes, I understand being concerned about seeing the doctor, but it's usually not as bad. And if you got travel insurance, you can claim it. So they can give you a shot. So anyway, that's where I was going with that. All right. So I'm just going to try to catch up here. So a lot of people are saying Travacalm.
No, don't do that, people.
It is. Alira saying don't do that. She's an expert. So yeah, it is a shame that they're not continuing the themed cruises. I really hope that they kind of change their mind on that based off the popularity of it. Meclizine, I don't know much about Meclizine. Oh, that's what they have on the
Listen,
ships.
Mummy.
It's brilliant without causing drowsiness.
When are we getting this?
When are you getting that?
Yeah, when I got this.
Was it Christmas or your birthday?
Christmas, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's when it was Christmas.
Alira wants to show you her necklace. It's a little pink turtle.
Oh, look, the people right there. He loves it.
Yeah, they're giving us hearts.
You love turtles, don't you?
Yee. Yum, yum.
Yeah, look, Steve, I don't think you should really worry. It's honestly the
Yes,
fear.
Steven.
It's honestly the fear of every
He's
first-time
so
cruiser
Steven.
about
It's like kind of-
seasickness.
Steven
And
is kind of like
oh, she's thinking of Steve from Minecraft, is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. When I was going on my girls' cruise, I know all of the girls were really worried about seasickness. And, we're pretty lucky the seas were pretty calm, but there wasn't really any issues with seasickness. I think I've had, that one time on Explorer. But if you are feeling the seasickness, you want to go into the middle of the ship. So I was feeling a little bit there at the front of the ship in the pantry. So then I went and sat in the lobby, which was right in the middle of the ship, but it's also lower down. So if you think of like the motion of the ship going like that, this is the point that's going to move the least. So that's where we ended up going and sitting in the middle of the lobby for a little bit, and then I got feeling fine. I also find that the motion actually helps me sleep. So I like to lay down when it's moving, and it just rocks me to sleep. So, okay.
That's the biggest thing everyone asks me. How much does a ship move? They're all worried about getting seasickness.
shippy moves.
Shippy moves. That's the most common thing people
Yeah.
are worried about. Yeah.
But honestly, for most people, it's not an issue. Can't say it won't be an issue, but there is plenty of stuff in place to help you out. So, yes, green apples help. Yes, ginger helps. They're kind of your natural remedies. But if you're having issues, go see guest services and they'll hook you up too. 3 months. Yeah, I know. It was crazy. It was crazy that it took 3 months and I had everything there. I sent it all off and then later they asked me to send it through again. I'm like, I've already done all this. It was a nightmare. So I never went back with Qantas NIB again. So that was him. He was, so Luke, I met, I was just getting a guy's burger and I met Luke there and he was so sweet. He was such a nice kid. So, yeah, make sure you tell him hi for me. He was really lovely. Robin Ellie said it's a beautiful necklace, Alira. She loves her turtles. And Linda said gorgeous. Is she talking about you or the turtle?
Maybe the turtle.
Maybe the turtle.
You want to go back to a certain place where they have lots of turtles, don't you? The turtle farm.
Yeah, Port Villa. So if you haven't done it yet, go to the Turtle Education Centre in Port Villa. I can hear Ty out there. And you actually get to pick up and hold the turtles and the kids absolutely love that. If you ever go into Port Villa, make sure you do that. So the Blue Lagoon first, and then we went to Turtle Education Centre. And unfortunately, our trip got cut short by Karen. Long story.
Yeah.
But we're going back there without a doubt. So I wonder if Carnival Adventure cancellations announced this week. So look, it's interesting. I personally don't think it's more sailings from Melbourne because they won't sail here in winter. I don't think. I think hopefully they're just changing the itinerary to like an around Australia trip because Explorer used to do that and now that's not there. And then maybe the following summer season, it'll be out of Melbourne. That would be great. I did see on Cruise Passenger, they said that there's an announcement coming soon. So we're just going to have to watch this space. I don't want to speculate. It is right after dry dock. So I don't think, I know there's been some people saying, oh, they're leaving, blah, blah, blah. I don't think that's the case. I think it's going to be a simple itinerary change. Maybe that means they're bringing us another ship. There's a lot of things it could mean. So I don't like to speculate until we know anything. So with bigger ships these days, seasickness is much less of an issue. I agree. But if you're unsure, book your first cabin in the middle of the ship and low down just while you're finding your sea legs, let's say. Linda feels worse at the back of the ship more than anywhere else. For me, it's definitely the front. You know what's funny? I've definitely got a bit softer as I've gotten older, though, because when I worked on the ship, I never had any seasickness whatsoever. And I was on or in the Gulf of Mexico with Hurricane Katrina.
Hurricane.
So it got a little rocky then. And I think I was the only one working in the spa who wasn't sick. Everybody on the ship was sick. But I do remember back then we didn't have the little sign, like what do you call it, where you put the notices, the little at the door, the little letterbox thingies at the door.
Yeah.
They didn't have them then, so we had to do letter drops, posting it under the door. So we're going down, posting it under the door, and up, down, up. And I remember there was times we'd be at the front of the ship and you just feel the ship slamming down on the water. And I got to admit, there was a couple of times where, because I was bending down, up and down, and the ship was doing that too. There was a couple of, I was like, okay, hang on. But Hurricane Katrina, that one didn't bother me at all. But yeah, the bigger the ships are getting, the more stable they're getting. They've got stabilizers and stuff now too. So they don't move as much anymore. Hey, Lyra. Have a look at this one, what Rhonda put for you.
What's it saying?
It's a picture.
Look at the picture. What is it? What is it?
And the captain does his best to find better weather too, doesn't he? He doesn't like drive it straight into storm fronts.
Yeah.
He tries to avoid as much as possible.
Yeah, they're pretty good at that. And especially on the 3-day cruises, they can kind of go wherever they want.
Yeah.
So they tend to go away from the weather system. They will go away from the weather system anyway, but if they've got a set itinerary, they've still got to go in a certain direction. But if it's a 3-day one, it's pretty much up to captain where they go.
Yeah.
So Deb and Matt have pretty much said the same thing I said about the itineraries. We're not coming to Melbourne in winter. I do not blame you. Today was freezing. I have been sitting in here editing today, and I had my hoodie on, and I had the heater going, and it's just not nice.
I was outside in today, and it was not fun at all.
Okay, so John Hild mentioned tonight that there will be announcements on Australia in August. They're waiting on us to board the ship to make the announcement. Yeah, I agree, Cassie. It's freezing. It's miserable. I'm tempted to move up to Queensland. Hi, Luke. Look, I had some pretty cool experiences. What's a heater? Yeah, okay, Rob, go away.
Just rub it in.
Hi, Noni. Yeah, look, I give Rob and Matt and I all have our own little messenger group, and we talk pretty much daily these days. And these guys just keep rubbing it into my face that A, it's nice and warm up there, and then B, that they have all the ships. Yeah. And I'm just like, go away, leave me alone.
But new cruise terminal, they got it all.
Yeah, everyone needs to keep liking his flag and still get that like button subscribe right now.
There you go. If you haven't already, Alira says
subscribe right now.
Subscribe right now. What else do they have to do?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. There we go. Nicola, no, I will not try being in Canberra. We have relatives in Canberra, and they keep asking us to come and visit them, and I'm like, no.
It was like -1 there the other morning.
No, I don't do well in Melbourne. I'm not doing that to myself.
No,
he knows how much I dislike.
Why is it so cold there? I don't get it.
When I like in this word, that's gonna be baby.
Anyway, having another drink. I know, Patrick, Queenslanders. Oh my god. Oh no, it's 14.4 degrees there at their house tonight. Oh, you must be so cold. Poor Deb and Matt. Oh, there's only 6 likes. All right, Alira, you tell them what to do.
Like and subscribe.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, make sure you hit the like button, guys. It's 28, it says. So that does tell the algorithm, or tells YouTube that, hey, there's something happening over here and these people are liking it. So, all right, what else we got here? You'd go to Canberra before Melbourne. Yeah, all right. Okay, see you, Matt. I'll catch you on the way. We'll meet in Sydney or Queensland or something. Excuse me. I'm still got a lingering cough too. In the 6 weeks that I've been out of work, I've been sick for 3 weeks of those.
Yeah. Which scares me because it's only just the start of winter now.
You know what I think it is? I think because my life is so hectic, crazy, busy, I stopped. And when you stop, it all catches up to you. Although I didn't really stop. I haven't. It's been a very busy 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the Canberra run of -1. So when you're talking minus, I don't know. I can't get out of bed. I cannot get out of bed. I don't know. I do because I have to, but no. Even the next 3 days, I think I'm going to sleep in until about 10 o'clock in the morning, and then I might get out of bed. I've got this Splendor ship tour that I've been working on for weeks. It is taking me forever. So I do have to get up and do that. Yeah, I wish I was in the Gold Coast too. Peter's grandparents are actually in Caloundra. Oh, she's giving me a heart. Oh, thanks, Alira. That's so sweet. So I have said to her that we'll buy their house off them.
Yeah.
So look, 13 degrees for Gold Coast is pretty cold.
And you see that?
All right, so even New South Wales was 4 degrees this morning. So
And
let's have a look here. All right.
It's 2 turtles now. Look what this.
So right now it says it's 12 degrees, but feels like 5.
I believe that. It's
Today,
cold out there. That
It
wind.
said it was 13 and it felt freezing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a really cold wind out there at the moment. So tomorrow, 15 degrees and raining. Sunday, raining and 10 degrees. And Monday, raining and 12 degrees. Yeah, I'm not getting out of bed for this long weekend.
Yeah.
I can edit from my bed.
Hey, Mommy, look how many subscribers you got too.
Oh, yay. We say thank you to them. Tell them.
Thank
All right. Don't know where she gets that craziness
No,
from.
not at all. Don't know.
Must be from Peter.
Totally.
you.
Oh, my sister-in-law Kate's in here.
Oh,
Say hi to Maddie and Ellie. They're watching.
I'm Maddie.
And Ellie.
Hi, Ellie.
And Kate.
Hi, Kate. And also Maddie. I got a little boo boo.
La boo boo.
Yay.
Oh, she's got a little boo-boo for you, Maddie. There you go. So yeah, my sister-in-law's in here and my little nieces. They are so cute. They're my biggest fans. They wear their Cruise Craze fan merch everywhere. So that's what they get: birthday, Christmas, everything now. Don't need to know the temperature in Queensland. Yep, still rubbing it in. Whatever. Yeah, see, clearly from Peter. See,
Yep.
she gets
totally.
her. Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. He's
Ain't
the
you
crazy.
crazy?
He's the crazy one. I'm just normal.
You are cray.
All right. I think I need a refill. All right. So we were on the Splendor and it was cold and wet. Couldn't believe how they had the glass roof open over the pool. Yeah, so apparently they can only close them when they're at port. So if they're not really anticipating it to be that bad, then they probably didn't close it. But yeah, it was shut. It was like properly shut at one stage, like it was it was closed, sorry. Couldn't believe how they had the glass roof over the pool and yeah, trying the jets down even for the leave. Yeah, they are for all weather. And I think that's the one thing, like, Matt, I know you don't like Splendor. I get it. I know the decor is a lot. You know, it's pink donuts, lime green. Hey, and look, at that time that ship was being designed, in fairness, my bedroom was a pink and lime green scheme. So that was the in thing at the time. And yeah, it's got the pink donuts with the zebra print. It's a lot, but if you learn to block it out, look, to me, it's become a charm about the ship. It's very unique. I think of it kind of like Vegas at sea.
Yeah.
You don't get anything like that on land, and I think that's what I like about it. I feel like I'm in a different space.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the fun ships anyway, and but it's the amenities on there for us. It's got all the entertainment that we like. It's got the Dr. Seuss stuff for the kids. It's got the shows. There's a lot of like activities that the guests can get involved get involved in. And I think I really love that about Carnival, that it's very interactive, that you're not just cruising and watching stuff, that you're actually getting involved. And I think that's what really makes it so memorable for me, that I do get involved. I get to know the crew, and we become good friends with the crew.
You can be as involved as you want to be, or you can be as moved
That's right.
as you want to be. It's up to
If
you.
you're not like me, then that's fine. Go hang out in the Serenity area.
Yeah, there's plenty of places to chill.
You don't have to be in all the action, but that's
And
where
then
I like to be. But then you've also got the deck parties,
Do
which
what I say and he say.
yeah, and do what Alira says and what I say. So yeah, and then you've got lots of food options. So if you haven't had it, Masala Tiger is a must. Unfortunately for me, almost everything has butter, but it is amazing food. It is really, really good at Masala Tiger. They moved it up to deck 10, I think, because it was such a popular spot. So, and up there, there's so much seating that just wasn't being used before when the barbecue was there. And I had the barbecue, and that was a bit average. So I think the Masala Tiger up there was a good move, because it is busy up there now, and those seats are definitely being utilized now, which kind of takes it away from the main Lido area. And then we really wanted to try Mad Sizzle. Didn't quite get there.
Yeah, we should be able to on our next one.
In August, we definitely will try the Mad Sizzle, which is a Mediterranean food. The deli, there's banh mi, there's chicken schnitzel sandwiches.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, and then you've got Guy's Burgers, you got pizza, you got the free ice cream. So there is lots and lots of food options. So look, it can be a little bit hit and miss, but there are plenty of great food options that you're never going to starve. Even the sushi that they've now added, it is an extra cost, but that's really good as well. All right, Rhonda has a question for you, Alira. What is your favorite ship?
Ooh, that's a tough one for you. Do you like the ship with the cherry on top, or do you like the ship with the butterfly?
Or the Disney ship?
Or the Disney one? Ooh. Oh, she's pointing. the butterfly.
The butterfly ship. So, hang on, I'll move out of the way. The butterfly ship is the Celebrity Edge. So, if you don't already know, oh, Matt, it's not scale. It doesn't have a butterfly on there. It's not accurate. That was a whole nother chat. So she likes a butterfly ship. So Celebrity Edge. Okay, let me go.
It's a good choice
back.
out there. It's a beautiful ship.
I missed some stuff here. Peter, when was your first cruise?
My first cruise was our honeymoon, which was the Carnival Spirit 2018.
Yeah, and you were a bit unsure about cruising.
I was one of those people I talk to regularly that were a bit unsure about cruise ships and the seasickness and the age demographic, all that, and it blew me away. You got to try it. It's not for everyone, but I certainly took to it, and it's been a passion of ours since.
I'm glad you took to it, because it's kind of a big part of our life now.
I was my perception of cruising was so wrong. There was so many young people on there, kids on there, so much fun activities to do for all ages. It was amazing, and I didn't get seasickness really. The only time I got really bad was probably the Explorer, like you did, but that was
bad that day.
That was a smaller ship, and the waves were doing plenty that day.
Yeah, it was.
So
yeah,
and really since I've sort of adapted to it. I feel like I've got my sea legs or something.
I feel like the more often you cruise, you do get a little bit more used to it.
It's the Carnival Spirit is the first one, and I kind of wish it comes back. I want to do another rerun just because we only had Splendor and
we would have loved to have tried Legend as well. But it's all right. I'm sure we will have plenty more opportunities. All right, I'm going to get back to this because we've only got about 5 more minutes. So firstly, Auntie Kate says, "Hi, Alira, we love you from the girls and Auntie Kate."
Aww.
So Rhonda loved every ship. Relax and get food, drink, sport to you. You know, clean room, entertainment. Honestly, there is nothing to sneeze at cruising. And so, look, it's you either love it or you hate it. And if you hate it, that's fine. That's your personal opinion. But for me, for Peter, like we work hard. Like we both work full time and then some. And on top of that, we've got young kids and trying to maintain a house and all of that. So, and then the channel on top of that. So for us, we don't get to see a whole heap of each other. We don't get much time together as a family. When we go on those cruises, that is our time together. We get to have fun together. We get to have some entertainment. No cooking, no cleaning. Like for us, it gets no better than that. And there's plenty for all of us. Scylla loves Splendor too. And yes, we did meet you guys. The New Year's cruise 22 to 23. It was 22 to 23, wasn't it? So this was well before this cruise YouTube thing was a thing for us. We only just started. I started really putting videos together probably January of last year. So it's still pretty new for me. Patrick says, and the trophies to prove it.
And there was actually others.
There was more. So we have given quite a few away because they are all Splendor. So we need some diversity. So when we go on these other ships, we're going to try to mix it up a little bit. I didn't get any prizes of any sort when I was on Luminosa, but truly when I was on Luminosa, it was a girls' trip. We were too busy partying anyway. But we're going on Luminosa this year, so aiming for a ship on a stick. But yeah, we got to the point that we just started. I gave them to kids and stuff, and there was this one poor kid who won the mullet competition.
Yeah, I'm glad you're going to tell this story.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
So he at the what's it called? The Backyard Bash.
Yeah.
He won. He was probably about, what do you reckon, 7, 8?
Yeah.
He won the best mullet. So he won a ship on a stick. And yeah, the little ribbon, you won it too. What did you win it for?
I won the hat competition where you got to swap the hat.
Oh, okay. It was like pass a parcel, wasn't
sort
it?
of with the cowboy hat. Yeah.
Yeah. So he won. It was like a ribbon that said Backyard Bash. So
yeah,
we had those, and only a few months after the cruise, he loved that. They put a message, I think it was the grandmother put up a message that they had a house fire and they lost everything. And he was shattered, and they were trying to find out how to reach out to the ship to see if they could replace the ship on a stick. And I just said, because they also had a younger sister as well. And I said, what's your address? And I sent them the ship on a stick, the ribbon, and then a bunch of clothes and stuff. So we sent that off to them as well. So that poor kid. Running out of time, going to try to answer some questions. Do we tip the cabin steward? We do. Again, I worked on ships. I know how hard they work. These guys work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for like 8 months. And it is exhausting. And most of them will have kids at home that they're sending money. If not their kids, then to their parents, they're going to send money back home to the family. So I wouldn't do $50 a day because I'm not balling like that. So we do pay tips here in Australia. It is included in the cost because obviously we're a bit different to the culture there. For us, I would say we probably do about $10 a day, maybe, give or take a little bit. It depends on how much money we have left. We do try to budget and set money aside for that, for the room steward, their assistant, and then also our waiters, because we do fixed time dining.
Yeah.
And so we try to tip them as well. You do not need to tip them. It is included. But for us, we like to tip them just because, you know, I'm a very sentimental person. I don't know if you guys have picked that up in me yet. So
they're amazing people.
Yeah.
And they work so hard.
Yeah. They deserve it.
They do.
All right. Sorry, I'm going to try to catch up here because I am so far behind. Good taste, Alira. You haven't even been on that ship, Matt. All right, hang on. I'm just trying to. I think we're pretty much on top of things. A lot of people are talking about the tips. I love you guys too, Matt and Deb and Rob and Ali, and we've got a great group of content creators who all work together, and we're trying to support cruising in Australia and share our passion with other people who love cruising, because that's all we are. We're just people who love cruising. We're not anything different than just normal people who love cruising.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, hi, Tony. You made it just in time. That was you. I do remember meeting you. That was so lovely. I'm glad you came up and introduced yourself, Tony. Thanks, Patrick. He said, heart of gold. Well, it was the least we could do, honestly. Like, I couldn't imagine. Like, for me, this is a piece of plastic. Like, yes, I'm proud of them. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I still remember that night. He was so proud of that award. Like,
he
was showing it to everyone. He obviously grew
was.
his hair for quite some time to get his hair to that state. So he was really proud of that. So
yeah. So really, what is a piece of plastic to us when we've already got plenty?
That's right.
And that kid, it meant so much to him. So it is honestly the least we could have done. All right. Well, on that, it has been an hour, so we are going to wrap things up. But this was my first ever live. I was a bit scared coming on. I didn't know if I'd be able to work out the tech. And then Matt was messaging me and just confusing me even more. I am so basic when it comes to tech. But yeah, Matt was like sending me all the tips and I'm just like, okay, you're confusing me. But I appreciate you all for joining us. I can't promise I will make it a regular thing. I'm going to start this new job first, see how we go. But I think I do like kind of the Friday night thing so we can wind down the weekend, have a drink together. Rhonda's given you some turtles again, Alira. So thank you everyone for joining in. Thank you for taking your time out of this Friday night to join us. Of course, I am always available via social media or through YouTube. I do have my Carnival Splendor ship tour that I've been working on for so long coming. So I hope it goes well because I've put a lot of effort into this one. So I'm expecting that to come out this weekend. But again, thank you so much for joining in, and we will catch you all soon. Thanks, guys. Lyra, say bye. Bye.